I had received a letter from a subscriber in Greece who said his brother attended a wedding and on one of the islands. And the wedding was attended by some wealthy industrialists of one form or another, very successful people who are probably very well thought of in Greece. And he was told that on September the 20th, or before the end of the month, they expected a change in the Greek government. And I mentioned it on that Marine program. And I no sooner got it out of my mouth when an email came in from one of the people who is a guard in Athens at the embassy. And he says, you're absolutely right. He says, we're on pins and needles. We've been put on alert. They expect a coup, and we hope it's bloodless. And what do you think of that?
Well, you've got a lot of good sources, and we'll find out. So you're saying the word is, now is this going to be a change of government against the bankers raping Greece, or is it going to be worse?
Number one, it's against the bankers. And it's against Papandreou, who is an alumnus of Bilderberger, and they want him out of there. And they know what he is. Yeah, the Greeks have been taken over by the Nazis and many others. They're fiercely independent, smart, patriotic people, and they know they're going into bondage, and 600 of their islands are being handed over to bankers privately. They're saying, well, Goldman Sachs owns this much. We're going to give all their top bankers their own private islands. That's mainstream London Telegraph and BBC, but they report it like it's good. And they're taking over their entire infrastructure, and the people see their entire country being given to the banker criminals that came in a decade ago and took over their government and signed them on to all this. And that's amazing information, Bob. Well, I hope it's right, and I hope they do it, and I think they will. I know you were on the radio and TV over there, and I was as well. And what I told them was this. Number one, you get out of the euro. It's too expensive for you. Number two, you default on your debt. The bankers made the money up out of thin air, and they should have never made the loans in the first place because they knew the financial and economic situation in Greece for many years. Number three, go back to the drachma and make sure it's nominally or undervalued so that you can compete with your exports, and you'll have all kinds of tourists coming to Greece because it'll be an inexpensive destination. And leave the Eurozone. And the bankers are going to try to punish them, and it's going to be painful, but it's going to be a more painful road to submit to them. Submission means 30 to 50 years of absolute bondage. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw this in the news in Romania, we'll call him the PM, said and implemented all kinds of austerity things, and the people are ready to throw him out of office. And of course, the loans to the same bankers. And let me put it this way. If Greece gets rid of Papandreou and says to the bankers, no, we're not going to pay you, and they put other people in government, and I'm sure they want a bloodless change, if that happens, it'll happen all over Europe. That's right. And people are like, well, why do I care about Iceland or Greece? Because as they go, so goes the rest of the planet.